Well, the fifth version of the Hero CPL has started here in St Lucia. It was the St Lucia Stars up against the Trinbago Night Riders. Bravo won the toss for the Night Riders, and he decided to have a bowl first here at Darren Stadium. And with the Digicel highlights bundle, it started off reasonably well for the Night Riders, didn't it, Danny Morrison?
Yeah, it did. They looked to get on with things there. When you talk about Fletcher, such a wonderful striker of the ball, and he and Johnson Charles have put some good partnerships together, but he went early in the end, Johnson Charles. They try to get things going, but Cameron Akmal, in terms of the lazy running, quite extraordinary, really. And that was second one down. So they show glimpses, but they all in a way never quite got out of second and third gear, and wickets kept falling in regular intervals.
Yeah, they just couldn't get a partnership going, couldn't they? So a lot of batters getting into double figures. Another one there was Marlon Samuels. He hit the big six and then went to try and go again. We saw a lot of El Dorado celebrations throughout this innings as well. As you can see, there wasn't a lot out of the middle of the bat. That was out of the middle of the pad. Shadab Khan, 2 for 15 at the end of his spell, picked up an important wicket.
Yeah, it was nice to see Jesse Ryder, get here to the Hero CPL. He didn't last too long, and he wanted to get on with it. And then the big fella Cornwall, he smote a couple, and then he got lucky too with a drop catch. But Bravo, of course, he's always going to have the last laugh. Munro couldn't hold on to the skyer, but a lovely change of pace from DJ Bravo. And as you say, they never quite got going, and only could manage 132 for 9 in their turn at bat. Yeah, Taylor, he hit a couple over the fence, as did Mayers, but you always felt it was a little bit too little too late.
Yeah, they may have thought just a little bit of momentum might have helped, but really they fell away at the end. It was good bowling. Great to see Dwayne Bravo back and bowling well. His slow ball worked well. He had the slow ball bouncer, and he really helped with the spin of Shadab Khan and Sonny on the line. Kicked them down to 132. So then in return though, it didn't start all that well for Brendan McCullum. It was a thick inside edge. He got things going a little bit later. Sonny on the line went for a golden duck, and really that was about the highlight for the St Lucia Stars.
Yeah, very disgruntled Darren Sammy, wasn't he, in terms of how his bowlers went about things. But you've got to take your hats off too to these two Kiwis, McCullum and Munro. It was certainly their show. Anything slightly off, McCullum was in that sort of mood, and so was Munro. Anything slightly off, these two will do this to you all evening.
Right for St Lucia, but everything was certainly going right for the Night Riders. So the end came very quickly for the Stars, with Colin Munro and Brendan McCullum. A little bit of Kiwi magic in there at the end of the match. So at the end of the day, the Trinbago Night Riders won by 9 wickets with 9.2 overs to spare in Game 1 of the Hero CPL.
It's how we play.
Big clash between two of the big sides of this Hero CPL. It's the Night Riders up against the Jamaica Talawars right here from Port of Spain. And the Night Riders, they got off to an absolute flyer.
Yeah, they did. They were positive, and I think
welcome to the highlights of match number 2 of the Hero CPL 2017. The Guyana Amazon Warriors taking on the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots in the first match here in the USA this season. Amazon Warriors were asked to bat first, and there was some fortune for Martin Guptill as he just got back in time. There was a drop chance by Carlos Brathwaite as well of the batter Chadwick Walton. Really was the story of the day before Martin Guptill got into his stride of some full pitch bowling from the left arm seam of Cottrell. He went full again. Guptill took full toll of the proceedings. Another drop chance by big Carlos Brathwaite again. Guptill, Alan Wilkins was in stride.
He was, until he tried once too often, and then Budry just a little bit quicker got one through. But then we saw Shadrick Walton. Catches kept going down though, and the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots weren't helping their cause. Eventually, one was taken by Carter in the deep.
Then Hassan Ali came in to be attacked, and he's done so very well in that phase of the innings in white ball cricket, picking up a couple of wickets, a second of those Taylor holding out to mid-wicket.
Yeah, this time not finding his length, looking for the Yorker. Budry coming back into the attack. That was a straight six by Walton. Walton's 50 coming up. And another even better blow over extra, inside out. And then this was the last over, it was an extraordinary last over. Walton Parrish caught by Nabi at third man. Then we saw the end of Kimo Paul, a brilliant catch by Jonathan Carter, one of the best of the day. And then everything happened at the end. This was Sohail Tanvir run out at the end.
Let's have a look at the run chase. Evan Lewis was struck plumb in front by Stephen Jacobs. He's been a four-man, Evan Lewis, and that was a big wicket for the Warriors to get. Chris Gale was nudging and deflecting early in his innings, trying to establish himself, and he did for one lovely stroke down the ground. But then Riyad Ahmed proved too much for him, just beating him with a little bit of pace and some bounce.
Yes, he did, because he bowled three very good dot balls to Chris Gale. Remember, they're only chasing 124 to win this match. And a little neck behind as Emmerich again back in the fray.
Yeah, getting rid of Hafiz. And the innings really stuttered and started for a period of time there. Another catch going unfolded in, the substitute couldn't hold on. And then a run out of Devon Thomas had reduced the innings quite significantly. In fact, at one stage they were 57 for 5. And then Brandon King succumbing to Stephen Jacobs.
Meanwhile, Carlos Brathwaite came in, and we know what he can do. He can absolutely demolish an attack. He can destroy reputations and confidence. And that's what he did. He set about the bowling in such emphatic style. And Brathwaite was almost taking it home for St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. Eventually he perished, caught by Mohamed Al-Tanvir for 31. But with time running out, the Patriots eventually getting home with Nabi not out and Carter not out 29. It's the first time they've beaten them in the Caribbean Premier League in 5 years.
There's some solidity in that partnership between Carter and Nabi, really sealing the issue for the Patriots, going on to win by 4 wickets, and a good win over the Amazon Warriors, who've had the wood over them historically.
How we play.
Well, the 5th version of the Hero CPL has started here in St Lucia. It was the St Lucia Stars up against the Trinbago Knight Riders. Bravo won the toss for the Knight Riders, and he decided to have a bowl first here at Darren Sammy Stadium. And with the Digicel highlights bundle, it started off reasonably well for the Knight Riders, didn't it, Danny Morrison?
Yeah, it did. They looked to get on with things there. When you talk about Fletcher, such a wonderful striker of the ball, and he and Johnson Charles have put some good partnerships together, but he went early in the end. Johnson Charles, they try to get things going, but Cameron Akmal, in terms of the lazy running, quite extraordinary really. And and that was second one down. So they show glimpses, but they all in a way never quite got out of second and third gear, and wickets kept falling in regular intervals.
Yeah, they just couldn't get a partnership going, couldn't they? So a lot of batters getting into double figures. Another one there was Marlon Samuels. He hit the big six and then went to try and go again. We saw a lot of El Dorado celebrations throughout this innings as well. As you can see, there wasn't a lot out of the middle of the bat. That was out of the middle of the pad. Shadab Khan, 2 for 15 at the end of his spell, picked up an important wicket.
Yeah, it was nice to see Jesse Ryder, get here to the Hero CPL. He didn't last too long, and he wanted to get on with it. And then the big fella, Cornwall, he smoked.
Welcome to the highlights of match number 3 in the Hero CPL 2017. The Barbados Tridents taking on the Jamaica Tallawahs here at Fort Lauderdale. Kyron Pollard of the Tridents won the toss and elected to bat first. And Kane Williamson had some fortune very, very early. A drop catcher seemed to be the thing in vogue on this doubleheader Saturday. He was soon into his stride, Williamson punching the ball and deflecting it to different parts of the ground. Another drop catch. Slices of luck for the Kiwi.
And then the muscular nature of Dwayne Smith for Williamson perished. Dwayne Smith carrying on. We know how muscular he can be. And then Shakib came on and trapped him. First ball, LBW for 28.
Shoaib Malik, who has played so well for the Tridents over his version of the CPL, was there trying to hold things together with Nicholas Pura and Ueta. 1 or 2 good shots, and then found himself playing one too many and holding out deep on the offside.
Pollard came in and immediately dragged one onto his stumps from Imad Wasim, and Wasim made a double strike by removing Barnwell for one, and Wasim put the brakes on the Tridents, and that was one lucky streaky 4. And at the end we saw runs coming from Parnell, Hussain and Malik with his 33 before he departed, and his name was in the book for Williams.
Akil Hussain also played quite an important role at the end of the innings. A couple of big shots and putting on a decent partnership. Dropped by Santoki, but Parnell and Hussain deflected the ball quite nicely, struck the ball quite beautifully at times. Parnell 25 before he was caught by Powell.
And then Hussain finishing things off with a very important 22 not out at the end.